Hi everyone, Bifties here, welcome to my Exile. This will be my second Path of Exile 2 video, and I'm going to be covering the best beginner starter class. Now, it's totally subjective, and probably what you need to do in the beginning is decide what you want from this game. Path of Exile 2 can be a number of different things. Yes, it's an ARPG, and yes, it's sort of similar in some ways to Diablo 4, Path of Exile 1, or Last Epoch. So what do you want the game to be? I know that a lot of people like to farm, and there's a trade option, and people like to sell things, and that's fine. If that's fun for you, then that's what you should do. That's not fun for me, but that's fine. I'm not a hardcore gamer, I'm a casual gamer, so fun is absolutely key for me. It has to be enjoyable to play, and I'm generally playing on my own. Now, I started by playing couch co-op, but most of the 150 hours or so that I've put in so far has been on my own. I started with the Mercenary, that was couch co-op, and I enjoyed that very much. I went into the game before launch thinking that that would be the class that I would enjoy the most. And I think up until now, that's been true. However, it's the Witch that I've taken the furthest in the game. I've actually taken my Witch all the way through to endgame, and I've completed all of my tier 1 maps. That's okay, but then it stopped being as much fun. I was a little bit overwhelmed by how much was going on the screen, so I actually then went back and I've taken the Mercenary through. You're watching one of my mercenaries at the moment, and he's up against the boss at the end of Act 1, that's Count Gianor. Now, I've got another mercenary, and that's a grenade build, and this is my sort of shotgun build, the crossbow build. I'm actually finding that the grenades are more effective. But with regards to the best beginner class, I think you need to try them all out. It's worth maybe getting through to Praetor Draven, Draven's Consort, and Lachlan. I like Lachlan for the voices or for the script, or the person that did the speech. But as far as testing your build goes, I think these 3 bosses that come in reasonably quick succession will tell you whether or not you've got an effective build, and also whether or not you're having fun. If you can't get past them, then you don't have an effective build. And if you're not enjoying yourself, well, why are you even playing the game in the first place? So for me, I would certainly recommend the Witch as being a great beginner class to start with. You can kind of stand back a bit and let your minions do the work. And as you get more powerful, you can choose to have more minions, maybe. And then maybe it gets a little bit overwhelming. But if you're happy to stand back and you want to learn the game, then the Witch is going to be excellent for you. I did that, but then, as I said, it wasn't quite so much fun, and it was a bit overwhelming on the screen. So now I'm playing 2 different mercenaries, and I'm trying to compare them to see if I can get the build right. Mercenary is a lot of fun for me because it turns the game into pretty much a shooter. And I think that's really unusual for an ARPG. So Mercenary would definitely be a recommendation, though I don't know how easy it is. The passive tree can be a little bit overwhelming, and it took me a while to realize that what you're really doing is just paying attention to 1/6 of the tree. Once you realize that, then it's certainly less overwhelming. And then if you use the search facility within it, what I did with the Witch was to search the word minion, and then all of the skills that include the word minion were highlighted for me. Then what I did was I tried to prioritize what I thought would be beneficial to me. And I think I did a reasonably good job, but it was when I saw a build video by Rax, and he talked about only focusing on damage. I'd thought to do that, but I thought I was wrong. So second guessing myself seems to have been a mistake. So then what I did was I tried a partial respec. I took more damage-based skills, but I still used the search facility for minion. Because I learnt this from the Witch, I then went over to my mercenaries, and what I did was I searched the word projectiles, and that seems to be pretty effective in finding the best skills to use, the best passives to use, and I've continued to do that. But again, I've taken a look at a build because the mercenary where I'm focusing on crossbows is starting to fall off the pace in Act 4. Now, the grenade-based mercenary is absolutely walking through the game at the moment. Again, I'm on Act 4 with that mercenary, but I'm finding it a lot easier. The crossbow build is stuck on Count Geonor, and I haven't got the grenade build there yet. I'm hoping, probably in the next day or so, that I'll take him through to the end of Act 4, and then I can find out whether or not he's actually more effective than the crossbow build. I haven't spent much time with the monk and the ranger, and the reason for that is that I'm just not finding it that enjoyable. The skills aren't fun, and when I've looked ahead at the skills to come, I'm not particularly excited about them. So I can't talk too much about that, but I have played the sorceress and the warrior. The sorceress is a strange one because with all of my experiences in previous ARPGs, I didn't play PoE 1, but I did play Diablo 4 recently, and I did play a lot of Diablo 3 back in the day, and I have put some time into Last Epoch. A caster, a wizard, a sorceress, something like that would normally be my go-to class. But in Path of Exile 2, I just didn't find it fun. And I think that's really what matters to me. So fun. The sorceress is not. The other class, the warrior, and that's the final one that you can choose from. The warrior was fun, but when I got a certain distance, I think I'm on to Act 3, I found that the new skills that were becoming available weren't as much fun, and therefore I was just repeating the same skills, and maybe they weren't as much fun. With the mercenaries, I'm repeating the same skills, but I'm still finding it fun. And again, fun is what matters to me. They're all really effective, so I would recommend trying every single class, and then decide what matters to you. It's a really personal decision. So you do need to, as I've said, decide what's the game going to be to you. What do you want from it? Then try all the classes out. The warrior can stand in front of bosses and be more survivable. So maybe that's a really good beginner choice. The witch can stand back and avoid being hit a lot of the time. So maybe that's a really good beginner choice. But if they're not fun to you, then I don't think you're going to stick with the game. And I would definitely recommend that you keep trying that as best you can. Otherwise, you're going to find that you burn out quickly. And I think that this game has an awful lot of time in it. Like I said, I've done 150 hours. I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon. I want to keep producing these videos, and I want to keep learning. I've learned a lot so far, but if Path of Exile 1 is anything to go by, you're probably going to need thousands of hours in the game. So with 150 hours under my belt, I am still very much a beginner when it comes to this game. Now, many of you watching this will probably be much better or much more knowledgeable about the game than I. I'm just trying to share a beginner's opinion. This is part of my beginner's journey, not only into Path of Exile 2, but also into YouTube. This is only my second video, or I did a few practice videos before, but this is in my head, this is my second video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you some insight into what you should do to decide. Fun is what I'm suggesting. Go watch some other videos. No one knows what the best choice is. It's entirely up to you. It's a personal choice, and you can decide based on whatever you want. If I've helped you at all, then that's brilliant. Please drop me a like. If you've got any feedback for my suggestions or my interpretations or even my presentation in YouTube, I would really appreciate the comments. This is something completely new to me. I'm stumbling over my words a lot. I'm constantly stopping and starting the recording and deleting it and then starting again. Any suggestions you've got? And if you want to see more of how my journey into Path of Exile 2 and into YouTube goes, then please subscribe. It's all really, really helpful, and I would very much appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Bifties. This is The Cave. Welcome to my exile. See you next time.